Welcome to the Kingdom of Berbanya, the setting of a classic Filipino epic that follows the trials and triumphs of a royal family. This first chapter, titled The Curse of Berbanya, introduces a once noble land that has fallen into a state of deep despair. In this kingdom lived King Fernando and Queen Valeriana, who raised three sons: Don Pedro, the eldest warrior, Don Diego, the middle ranger, and Don Juan, the youngest favorite. Though all three were trained in the art of war and destined for the crown, it is Don Juan who is noted for having a max level of heart and mysterious potential. The kingdom's peace is shattered when King Fernando falls into a fatal melancholy, a bedridden state of depression caused by a nightmare of Don Juan being murdered. A wise physician reveals that the only cure is the song of the Ibong Adarna, a magical bird found on Mount Tabor that perches on the Piedras Platas tree. Don Pedro is the first to attempt the quest, reaching the mountain on foot after his horse dies. He finds the Piedras Platas, a magnificent tree composed of silver and diamonds, but his exhaustion blinds him to a strange omen: zero wildlife activity and total silence, as other birds avoid the tree entirely. When the Ibong Adarna finally arrives, it begins a ritual of 7 songs, shifting its feathers through 7 radiant colors, including pearl, emerald, ruby, and gold. The beautiful melody serves as a powerful, unavoidable sleep spell that quickly overcomes the weary Don Pedro. While Pedro sleeps, the bird defecates on him, a trap that results in petrification. When Don Diego arrives 5 months later, he meets the same fate. He falls under the spell of the song and is turned into a stone statue alongside his brother. 3 years pass with no word from the elder princes, and the king's illness worsens to a critical state. With 2 heirs presumed dead and the king near death, the public morale of Berbanya drops to 0% as the kingdom loses all hope. The quest summary is daunting. The goal is to capture the bird to save the king, but the obstacles include a magical sleep-inducing song and a petrification trap. With his older brothers having failed, Don Juan remains the last heir who can save the family. Despite his father's fears of losing his last son, Don Juan eventually gains permission to leave. Unlike his brothers, he travels with humility and no steed, carrying only 5 loaves of bread as he begins his 4-month trek. This chapter concludes with a pivotal question: strength and loyalty failed. Will kindness succeed where might did not? Don Juan's journey is just beginning, and his character will be tested by the magical forces of Mount Tabor. During his travel, Juan encounters a sick leper and, in an act of compassion, gives the man his last piece of bread. This act of kindness proves vital as the leper provides him with the directions to a hermit who knows how to conquer the Adarna. The hermit instructs Juan on how to resist the bird's enchantment using a razor and 7 lemons. He explains that every time the bird sings, Juan must cut his hand and squeeze lemon juice into the wound. The sharp pain will prevent him from falling into the magical sleep. Juan is also warned to avoid the bird's droppings at all costs to avoid being turned to stone. Armed with the golden thread to bind the bird and the hermit's advice, Juan successfully endures the 7 songs and captures the Adarna. After the capture, Juan uses a magical jar of water to pour over the stone statues of his brothers. The water breaks the curse, restoring Don Pedro and Don Diego to their human forms, finally reuniting the 3 princes on the mountain. However, as they prepare to return to Berbanya, the story takes a dark turn. Envious of Juan's success, Don Pedro and Don Diego plot to betray him, choosing to beat him and leave him for dead so they can claim the credit for finding the cure themselves.